Hi everyone. We're going to talk a little bit about functions and a little set theory notation. So a function is a relation in which every element of the domain maps onto one and only one element in the range. So I'm going to give you some examples. Before we start, when you see this kind of notation, this basically means R is the domain, and this R is the codomain. Not necessarily the range, but just the codomain. So if we're doing, and this means maps onto. So in this second one, the domain would be all real numbers. The code in the domain maps onto the codomain, which in this case would be natural numbers. All right. So let's do some examples. Here's your relation. So if you do the domain, that's going to be your x values, which is 1, 2, and 4. Your range equals 3 and 7. Okay. For the second one, our domain is going to be 1 and 2, and our range is going to be 3, 4, and 5. All right. Basically, because this is not a function, because element 2 in the domain maps onto both elements 4 and 5 in the range. So not a function here. If you graphed it, it wouldn't pass the vertical line test. All right. Another example is this one. So basically, we're restricting this. We want our x to be positive integers. So our domain, we're just looking at this, is just going to start with 1, 2, 3, and so forth. It's an infinite set. Therefore, our range would be, and you plug in the 1 here, so 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, that gives you 3. Then plug in the 2, and you're going to get 5, and then 7. So it's just going to be like a bunch of odd numbers here, but starting at 3. All right. And the last example I have is this one. So it says all real numbers. So the domain is just that, all real numbers. You just write it like that, double R. Now the range is a little different. When you plug in all real numbers, when you plug in negatives, you're going to get positive. So negative 2 squared is going to be positive. So basically it's all real numbers, but only positive, and we're going to have to include our 0. So that's how you would write the range. All right, and that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.